Former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said, "Refugees have been deprived of their homes, but they must not be deprived of their futures." According to the European Union Agency for Asylum, in January 2024 alone, the EU received approximately 95,000 asylum applications, highlighting the ongoing and pressing nature of the refugee crisis in Europe. Yes guys, welcome back to the Social Mindset channel where knowledge is power. As we are nearing the World Refugee Day, let's delve into the complexities of the European refugee crisis and understand the factors that are at play. Frontier countries like Greece, Italy, Spain, and Portugal face significant challenges due to their geographical locations. These countries are the first point of entry for many refugees and bear the brunt of the initial response. It is important to note more than 60% of the world's refugees live in urban areas rather than camps, adding pressure to these city resources. The European Union lacks a cohesive immigration policy and effective policing, leaving these nations overwhelmed. The voluntary solidarity mechanism was introduced to help distribute asylum seekers across these EU countries. However, Poland and Hungary have not signed it, and France and Germany have recently withdrawn. This mechanism is voluntary, meaning the countries are not obligated to take in refugees, exacerbating the crisis in frontier nations. We have to understand what a menace Belarus has been in this whole situation. A landlocked country formed in 1991 after gaining independence from the Soviet Union. It shares its borders with EU countries like Lithuania, Latvia, and Poland. President Alexander Lukashenko, often described as Europe's last dictator, has been in power since 1994. In recent years, Belarus has been accused of using refugees as political tools. The government invited thousands of refugees from Afghanistan, Syria, and Iraq, only to abandon them in the forests along the Polish border during the freezing temperatures, equipped with wire cutters to breach Poland's border defenses. In a notable incident, Lukashenko's regime forcibly rerouted a Ryanair flight from Greece to Lithuania, landing it in Minsk to arrest a blogger, Roman Pratasevich. This act of hijacking and air piracy led to widespread condemnation and economic sanctions. If you're still here, you absolutely love the content. Please do like and subscribe if you still haven't, and share it with your friends. So let's move on. In retaliation, Belarus escalated its use of refugees as a means to pressure the EU, further straining the relations. The EU responded with sanctions against Belarus, banning Belarusian flights from the EU airspace and prohibiting exports of key goods like petroleum and fertilizers. These sanctions, coupled with Belarus's landlocked nature, led to significant economic difficulties. In 2023, the EU received over 1.1 million asylum applications, the highest since 2015 and 16 refugee crisis, with Germany and Italy being the primary destination for these asylum seekers. Cyprus, despite its small population, has one of the highest per capita rates of asylum application in the EU, illustrating the disproportionate pressure on smaller countries and states. Non-frontier countries are reluctant to accept refugees, resulting in a backlog of 900,000 asylum requests across the EU. A proposed policy would impose fines of 20,000 euros per refugee on countries that refuse to take in migrants. Migrants from North Africa, particularly Tunisia, attempt dangerous sea crossings to reach Italy, often landing on the island of Lampedusa, also known as the door to Europe. Many migrants pay large sums to smugglers for these perilous journeys, which frequently result in tragedy. The UK has implemented strict measures to curb illegal immigration, including a controversial plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. This has resulted in a significant reduction in the number of migrants attempting to reach the UK. The Port of Dover and the Manston Centre are the key points where refugees arrive from France. These centres often face overcrowding and poor conditions, leading to significant suffering among the refugees. The UK also faces diplomatic challenges with Ireland, as both countries accuse each other of rerouting asylum seekers to bypass legal responsibilities. The UK signed a deal with Albania, which has led to 90% reduction in migrants coming from Albania. The influx of refugees has significant economic and social implications. Did you know Turkey hosts the largest number of refugees globally, with approximately 3.6 million primarily from Syria? While refugees contribute to the labor market, the integration process is complex and resource intensive. The EU continues to provide financial aid to countries like Libya, Tunisia, and Turkey to manage migration flows. Through this approach, it is often criticized as unsustainable. The refugee crisis has fueled political tensions within the EU, with far-right parties gaining traction to the anti-immigration rhetoric. The Swiss People's Party, for instance, has dominated elections with a strong anti-immigration campaign. The European and UK's refugee crisis is a multifaceted issue with deep political and economic and social ramifications. It's crucial to stay informed and understand the broader context of these humanitarian challenges. Thank you for watching, and remember, knowledge is power. So stay curious and keep learning and keep the Shoshin spirit alive. Until next time, adios.